Welcome back to another Arcana Tactics video, guys. In this video, we're going to be talking about how I clear Chapter 6, and in hopes that it helps you clear Chapter 6 if you're struggling with Chapter 6 as well. So here we are, guys, a step-by-step rundown. Let's get it. The first step that I took in order to complete Chapter 6, guys, is to have a healer. You can get Bishop from the scenario mode by just doing your challenges on 4-6. All you have to do is do the challenge and you'll get a free copy of Bishop. You don't need her leveled up or anything. Just make sure you have her so she can heal your team. Alright, skill 1 and skill 2 is going to be able to heal your team. Skill 3 is going to give your team an attack speed boost. More so importantly, skill 1 and skill 2 is going to be able to heal your tanks and your other DPS units in order for your team to survive that round. The second step that I took in order to complete Chapter 6 is to have a DPS unit that can jump to the back line and destroy those back line units that are doing literally 99% of the damage. That is the reason why we're not, one of the main reasons why we're not able to complete it, because the golem stages, they're so tanky. So you have DPS units that can jump to the back of the line, destroy those monsters in the back that is doing the majority of their damage. You're going to have an easier time. So a great hero that I use, my main DPS for Chapter 6, is Exorcist, because skill 1 here, guys, every 10 seconds he will teleport to the back of the furthest enemy within 7 spaces and basically obliterate those backline units. Skill 2 and skill 3 is just regular skills, regular damage skills, but the big one here, guys, is the teleport skill to teleport to the back line and killing their DPS units. Also, guys, keep in mind, if you have a generic, skill 3, Collective Blink, is going to teleport her and allies within 1.6 spaces, 5.5 spaces forward. So you want to put generic next to your DPS units if you're not using the Exorcist and you're using some other type of DPS, depending on who you have. Make sure those DPS are surrounded by generic, so after 4.7 seconds, she will teleport them to the back line to kill the backline enemy. Step 3 that I took in order to clear Chapter 6, guys, is to have a really good tank. And as you guys can see here, guys, Royal Guard is the tank that I use in order to clear Chapter 6. You can farm Royal Guard in Scenario Stage 4.1. All you have to do is do the challenges. If you're already at Chapter 6, you should ideally be able to do Chapter 4 relatively easy. So go back and farm a Royal Guard in Form 1. Get her, because she's going to be able to, 1, skill 1 CC. Skill 2 is going to be able to heal herself and an ally within 1.6 spaces if she gets healed, which your Bishop is going to be healing your Royal Guard already, so that just doubled the healing power. And skill 3, guys, for every 8 seconds, she is going to increase her own physical defense by 350 for 8 seconds. So that just makes her a great tank, a free to play tank for anybody to use for Chapter 6 and forward. So make sure you go back and farm a Royal Guard. Step 4 that I took, guys, in order to clear Chapter 6 is to equip relics. If you don't know what relics are already, it's basically equipment that you put on your heroes to give them additional stats. Whether it's magic attack, physical damage, more defense, more magic defense. For instance, my Royal Guard here, I have this relic on, Demonic War Orders, which gives her an additional 31.35% additional physical defense and magic defense. That is huge being a tank. So look through your relics. If you haven't summoned a relic banner yet, guys, I highly recommend at least one 1500 gem summon, guys, in order to give your account some relics that you can kind of keep on recycling through the heroes that you choose to use per chapter. So with that being said, you want to put the relics on obviously your 4 stars, right? So your Bishop, your Exorcist, your DPS, whichever DPS you're using, your generic if you're using a generic, and obviously your Royal Guard, because she is going to be doing the majority of the tanking. On top of that, guys, if you have extra relics, if you have like 3 or 4 more extra relics after equipping your 4 stars, make sure you put relics on your 3-star as well. This was a huge game changer for me. They're going to be able to do more damage as a 3-star, be able to tank obviously a little bit more if they're more of a tank 3-star. So for example, it's like a berserker. Obviously I'm not using a berserker right now for chapter 8, which I will be making guides for, guys. Chapter 7, chapter 8 is coming out, so if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notification so you can catch the next video, which is going to be chapter 7 and then eventually chapter 8. But you want to put on relics on the 3-star units as well in order to do additional damage and be able to take a little bit longer until you can build that 4-star team. Step 5 that I took in order to beat chapter 6 is your Arcanas. You want to put on Arcanas that is going to help you 1. Reduce the cost of the shop, 2. Make your DPS stronger, or 3. Just provide more utility for your overall team. So if you decide to go on the Exorcist route, you want to use a Arcana that increases iron stats. So I believe I do have one, just let me find it quick. Here it is, guys. The High Minor Arcana increases main stats of Iron Heroes by 9%. It's going to allow all of your Iron units that is on the current field to gain an additional 9% stats. Now, you can also increase your Arcana levels to increase the percentage by enhancing them. You get these free to play. You don't have to buy them. You can buy it from the general shop. You get so many through just playing the game or doing the events. So make sure you use these guys and level them to, I would say, level 5 to level 10, depending what chapter, depending what Arcana you're using. Bring them to at least bare minimum level 5, guys, because it's going to help you so much. But that's just one example, guys, using an iron because you're using Exorcist. But let's say you're using ice or fire, right? Just look through your Arcanas. If you have some Arcanas laying around, go through them. Use those global Arcanas because it's going to help more of your team. It's not so specific. They just have to be an ice hero or an iron hero or a dark hero or a fire hero. Another Arcana that you can use that I used is the low minor Arcana, which gives you a 6.3% discount on heroes with a gem shop. Now, it might not seem a lot, guys, but I can tell you right now, after being in chapter 8, clearing chapter 6 and 7, I am using this card for every single chapter as long as I have another dupe copy. This card comes in so much clutch, guys, so I highly recommend you rocking this gem shop. Unless you're a whale, obviously, then use whatever better Arcanas that you have, but this free-to-play Arcana, guys, is going to be a huge help to you. Some other great one is increasing healing received by 20%. Your bishop is going to do 20% more healing power. Your Royal Guard is going to do 20% more healing power. So overall, just more healing. I believe personally I used this card as well. So I used a increase in iron stats for my Exorcist. I used healing received by 20.5% and I used a discount shop, guys. So those are the 3 Arcanas that I use. With all that being said, guys, that is going to conclude the Chapter 6 guide. Let me know down in the comments if this video has helped you clear Chapter 6, or maybe if you just learned something new. Let me know down in the comments, guys. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell if you haven't already. And lastly, but not least, I do stream on Twitch as well. So if you haven't already, go to my Twitch channel right now, twitch.tv/Andy_NSG, and catch me the next time that I stream Arcana Tactics. And let's keep on improving.